Hello, Lori Michelle, the Moshiach, with life lesson number 15. Learning to tango, the key to a happy marriage. I recently spoke about divorce, and today I'm speaking about how to have a happy marriage. And you might have a happy marriage, but on occasion, maybe you argue with your spouse. This is for you also. You may be someone who's in the middle of a terrible marriage and hanging on for dear life. This is for you. This is for everyone, because I spoke to Hashem about this topic this morning after he gave me a very prophetic dream last night that encouraged me to speak about this topic. And Hashem says that all marriages struggle. It just depends on the moment. Even the happiest of happy marriages, people struggle because you all have egos and you all need to be satisfied. But the happier marriages have learned to deal with those moments and let it go. But he says that there are no perfect marriages right now in all the world. They look good, they look happy, but there are problems on occasion. So the example, the dream that he gave me might resonate with you, but think of it more as a metaphor than the actual dream. I'll explain in a second. He showed me a couple that I know, and they were embracing. And the man was wanting to love his wife and grabbing her to hug her, but he was being too forceful. And she was letting out some, you're hurting me. And she was being very stiff. And she wasn't really telling him how she wanted to be treated. She was just being kind of arbitrary. He was trying very hard to love her, and she was very stiff like a board. But what was interesting was she wasn't leaving. She stood there strong and was not leaving his arms. So he was trying very hard. How do you want me to hug you? Actually, it didn't look like he was thinking, how do you want me to hug you? It was more like he was thinking, I want to love you. And he was holding her very hard and squeezing her and hurting her. And while he was kissing her, her eyes were wide open. It was very uncomfortable for me to watch her. Her eyes were bulging out of her head, almost angry, like looking for things that she didn't like about him. And I thought, chill out, baby, give him a hug. It's your husband. And I was a little upset with her, but I also saw how aggressive her husband was with her. He was manhandling her and stepping on her feet and hurting her. He wasn't being kind and thoughtful to her needs. But on the other hand, she was not giving him an inch. She was not being affectionate. She was just kind of beady eyes looking for reasons to put him down and find something wrong with him. And that was the end of the dream sequence. And I said, Hashem, wow, that's really at the crux of what's wrong with all marriages. And I don't mean just physically. There are marriages where they have a great physical relationship, but they don't know how to talk to each other. So they may get along in the bedroom, but when it comes to breakfast time, maybe the wife will make her husband eggs, and maybe she overcooked them, and he'll snap at her and say, what's this? Can't you cook my eggs properly? What's wrong with you? And be derisive with his mouth. But in the bedroom, wow, they have a great relationship there. But we all know the physical part of a relationship is very important, but how we speak to each other and engage each other is very important. It's all important. So I thought about the dance, the tango, and how in the tango, The man leads the woman and she acquiesces to his moves, and they move in perfect synchronicity. And I thought, in order to be in a tango with someone, you have to be conscious and aware of their moves and their needs. Meaning you have to be giving to your partner 100% and know which way they're moving, what they want. You need to be outward, completely egoless, and not want to be the star on the dance floor. Do you get my drift? A tango, a perfect tango, is where two people dance in perfect unison and give each other what they want. It's not quid pro quo. Marriage is not quid pro quo. I'll scratch your back, you scratch my back. 50-50. I'll meet you halfway. A good marriage is like a wonderful tango. I give you everything you need, and you give me everything I need. 100%, 100%. It's all about you, honey. And in a tango, the man is very commanding. He's in control, right? But the woman is really in control also, because if she pushes her agenda a little too much the wrong way, the dance unravels. She needs to allow him to lead, right? In a tango. And in a marriage, the way it's been designed by the king of the universe, the man of the house is the leader and the king of the castle. But guess what, gentlemen? The woman is the queen of his universe. And in Judaism, in Torah, the man literally buys his wife. Something I had a big argument about with Hashem one day when I realized Baal means owner. And Hashem, I said to him, you'll never make this okay. And you know what he did? In about 2 seconds, he made it okay. And you know how he did it? He said, Lori, who am I? And I said, you're Hashem. And he said, that's right. What do I own? I said, everything. He said, that's right. And I give it all away. And I give you everything. And the man in a marriage is supposed to emulate me. He is supposed to give his bride and the queen of his home everything. And when he does, there will be peace in the home. Everything is for her. In reverse, she is to treat him like the king of her castle. Everything is for him. Her world is all about him serving and being a good bride, wife, queen to her king. When you do things this way, when you give 100% of yourself to your spouse, and your spouse does the same in return, you'll have a happy marriage. Imagine snapping at someone who's giving you the world and treating you like a king or a queen. It seems impossible, right? So I hope you enjoyed this little exercise. If you learn to tango and you learn to treat your spouse like your dance partner and give him or her everything, everything is about their needs and their desires, your marriage will improve. One more thing before I end this video. I journey intertwined with Hashem as one. He's in here wiggling my fingers. And I said to him, how do we do this in perfect unison, like a tango, a spiritual tango? I said, it's all you. You never push me too far. You help me when I need it. We're in perfect unison. He's smiling right now. I said, it only works because you're Hashem. And you know what he said to me? He said, no, Lori, it works because of us. He says, you have no ego, and you never push or pull me too much. You are in perfect harmony with me because it's all about me, and I'm all about you. So it works. He said, there is not another soul in all the universe that he could be inside their vessel with me like this. He says it's because I'm egoless. So what I would suggest to you is tame that ego, get it out of the room and get it out of your marriage. And dance the tango with your spouse. If you try this, you're half the equation, but you'll have a happier marriage. And I'll end on one more note that he shared this morning. He said the man in the marriage is the Baal, the owner. And so I said to Hashem, marriage ends half of the time in divorce. So it's 50-50. The responsibility of that divorce comes from the man and the woman. It's a partnership. So math would say that if men did everything perfectly and treated their wives like the queen of the universe, then marriage would only end 1 in 4, right, Hashem? And you know what he said? He's saying no right now. He said it would be near 0. So men, wake up and be more like Hashem and treat your bride, the queen of your home, like Hashem treats me. He treats us all this way, truly. He's completely outward. It's all about our needs and us. And see what happens. He says it's really the man's responsibility to keep that union going. There are occasions, women, you're not perfect, but men, you have a bigger role and responsibility in keeping that queen of your home happy. If mom ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Keep her happy and see what happens. You want more spiritual advice? The Torah Part 2. Come on, people. It's time to heal the world, one person at a time. I hope the next one is you. God bless you.